That's a bit.
It's a bit dodgy.
Let's see if we're back online now. Okay, I believe we are back online. So we're back. Sorry, I had some a little bit of a connection problem. It's kind of windy over here, so it's probably messing with my internet connection. So where were we before things kind of started? Like we'd got back to we had gone to Officer Spring's house, I believe.
Yeah, we had just gotten there after going to Soleil's and grabbing some much needed makeup and attempting to conceal Charlotte. So now we're back at Ron's. I think it'd probably be safest if they stayed in the car, is what we said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going in at least.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Ron's gonna run up quick. He'll quickly scatter around as nonchalantly as possible and try and spot any bug that he sees in his house. But again, we'll see well he does. If you want me to do a perception, then it is.
Yeah. Just do perception to kind of see if you can see a bug or find a bug.
All right. That's a 13 altogether.
Yeah, you do in fact find that there is find out that your apartment has also been bugged as you suspected.
Ron will carefully just kind of go to his bookshelf and pick up a book and kind of skim through it a little bit and then casually set it down right in front of the bug. And then he'll turn on some music.
All right.
And then he'll quickly gather everything that he needs. Some, scissors, some, I guess, like a head shaving razor kind of deal. Some extra clothes, baseball caps. And then he'll grab any food that he has in the fridge. If there's any left that's not spoiled, it's been a few days.
Yeah. You probably just pick out like maybe some dry food, maybe some more of your ethical protein bars.
They're made with real cricket, yeah. You'll grab those, however many are left, and then he'll quickly go downstairs again.
Let's see. I'll roll like a d6 to see how many you got.
Yeah, makes sense.
You got 5 of them.
Yeah, it's like he grabbed one this morning before he left for work, or the day he had gone to work. But it was basically a brand new pack, so he'll stash that in his bag and he'll run downstairs. He'll throw Charlotte the scissors, the razor, baseball cap if she wants it, and he'll be like, "I don't know if you really are keen on shaving your head. I don't know.
I'll do it.
See how it goes."
All
Ron will
right.
just kind of laugh, and he'll get back in the driver's seat, and that'll be that for Ron.
All right. So I was gonna also kind of have at least I kind of I had maybe intended to kind of have what's it like Sergeant Greiser and Charlotte kind of have a little moment as they waited. So, as I said before, you kind of had that in the previous session at the end. All of you had like the same kind of dream where you saw that creature and whatnot. Though I don't think anybody just kind of really made mention of it at the time, but it's kind of like a very, I guess, unsettling dream. I don't remember exactly how I described like the environment. I think it was just kind of like I think it might have been like in like the same kind of general area, but you just saw all of you saw like the same thing, like the same like very just like grotesque creature, but only Charlotte had it speak to her in the dream. Plus actually I had mentioned that you had also kind of seen like flashes of a sigil or like a symbol of it, which I had posted to the I think I had it posted to the chat. Yeah, I had it posted to like the dungeon room chat.
It's not there, it looks like.
All right, all right, I'll post it to the in the chat. You know, I'll just go. I gotta find it because it's buried under a bunch of other things now. So
Was it like a white coin looking thing with like a?
I see
bunch
it
of
actually.
intricate-
It's in the
Yeah, it's in the dungeon room chat.
yeah, but I sent it to the general chat now, so that's
Perfect.
I'm gonna have
It's-
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
symbol.
I'm gonna have both roll world lore. Like,
All right.
just you two, not Charlotte.
Yeah, I already know what it is.
Yeah.
All right. I got an 18.
I rolled a 6 altogether.
So Sergeant Greiser, something kind of pops into her head that during that kind of dream sequence that dream that they had, she remembers that seeing just kind of like that symbol kind of flashing in her head. She had no idea what we lost Trenton. It looks like. So we'll wait for him to come back because he's kind of important to have. Oh, there you're back.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you, or rather, Sergeant Greiser, remember, and he's gone again.
No, I just got back actually.
Oh,
Perfect.
so Sergeant Greiser remembers that the mark on the back of Charlotte's neck is the same symbol that she had seen in her dream. This kind of like flashing every so often. Did you get that?
Not quite. Sorry.
Okay, I'll repeat. You remember that the symbol that is burned into the back of Charlotte's neck is the same symbol that you had seen in your dream last night. It was kind of like it was just kind of like flash every so often as you're kind of looking at this grotesque creature that has 3 heads.
Okay. And do I recognize it from anywhere else?
You have no idea. You've never seen that symbol like before.
In that case, I suppose, while we are in the car waiting for Springs to get back, I think I will bring that up. I'll probably say something along the lines of, so, I had a bit of a bad dream last night. Very grotesque creature, and I saw the symbol that you showed us on the back of your neck. Sort of superimposed over the dream, sort of flickering in and out of view, alternating with that creature. I'm not really one to give into superstition about dreams, but one can hardly deny from a scientific perspective that there is something in the subconscious that influences it. Have you studied dream interpretation at all?
I haven't, but it seems like you and I had the same dream.
Now that is concerning. Could you describe yours in as much detail as possible?
She looks very she looks very uncomfortable, and she looks down and she says, I can't describe him. I really can't.
Him.
Yes.
Why do you say him rather than it?
She kind of bites her lip and just looks down, and she shakes her head like she really doesn't want to talk about it, even though she should.
I understand. Are we going to be all right?
Probably not.
Not with that attitude. I'll just flash a bit of a smile.
She's gonna smirk a little bit too, even though she's really not in a good place.
Okay, so pretty much at the end of that little discussion, Officer Springs comes back to the vehicle, with all of the supplies that he had gathered from his apartment.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of open the door and hand Charlotte all the equipment to kind of alter her hair, and he'll hop back in the car and he'll pull out some cricket bars, and he'll, in a completely different kind of tone than everyone was kind of serious and talking about this rather intense dream, and he'll come in rather upbeat because he just kind of, beat the bug. He got some food. He got all the supplies. He was back home. So he comes in with a bit of a smile. He sits down and he's handing around all these cricket bars, and he's like, I had the weirdest dream last night. He says as he has a smile on his face, he'll be like, it started off like every other dream, but then it got really weird, and there was this weird monster thing, but it was the weirdest night. I'm so glad we're gonna get some decent sleep tonight. And he says with a smile, and he looks back in the rearview mirror.
I don't know how to tell you this, but you weren't the only one who had that dream.
He's gonna just kind of see the expressions on both of your faces, and his smile's gonna quickly drop, and he'll be like, oh, that's weird. That's not good at all. I don't know how to feel about that.
I think another panic attack is probably going to set in for Charlotte at this point.
He'll kind of see she's feeling uncomfortable, and he'll look over at Soleil, and he'll be like, swear to, boss, I don't think we should stay around here too long.
That's a real good question, because by my recollection, We have no idea where we're supposed to go. You know, though, I'd like to get some answers, and I wonder if Lieutenant Avery might have some.
Oh, Ron's gonna say kind of interested, and he'll start driving a little bit closer, or he'll pull out, I guess, onto the road, and he'll start heading, I guess, in the vague direction of work because he's not sure what the plan is yet. But he'll just start moving to get away from the area, which is most likely kind of monitored. So
The clippers that he gave me, are they wireless or do I need to plug them in somewhere?
I'd imagine that they're wireless, or at least have the
Okay, I'm
capability
just
to be
gonna.
wireless.
She's just gonna start shaving her head in the back of the car.
Ron's gonna hear the clippers going, and he's gonna just kind of look into the rearview mirror real quick, but he's not gonna say anything.
Yeah, she just pretty much looks deranged, just having at it. And she has a lot of hair, so there's a lot of hair in your backseat now.
Is Soleil in the back too, or is she sitting shotgun?
Probably shotgun.
Okay, that's fine.
Nice.
What were you saying about Avery? Do we want to start spying on her, or do we want to?
I think we need answers, and to be honest, I don't know that spying would be fast enough. I'm worried we may be in danger.
Ron's just gonna nod along.
Why don't we get into those street clothes, but keep your vest on, and then we can have a nice talk with Lieutenant Avery. A nice long talk. And would you happen to have any paper or a pencil in the glove box?
Ron's just gonna pull out his little notepad that he always keeps in his kind of vest. And he'll hand it over to the sergeant as he's kind of, start to reach back and grab some civilian clothes over to him, so he can change once he's at a suitable location to do so when he's not driving, because it's not safe at all.
Yeah. I'll just, to the best of my recollection, I'll draw that symbol on the notepad.
Does Charlotte take offense to this, or?
I think she's probably gonna watch, and then she'll say, "Why are you drawing that?"
Just in case a superior officer of mine knows anything about this symbol. And
I don't think that's a good idea. She's gonna cut you off really quickly there.
all right. I'll tell you what. Hold on to this, and I'll hand her the scrap of paper. If there's anyone we ever need to show it to, we'll have it. But if not, you will have it. We won't.
She's gonna look down at the paper, and then she's gonna look back up and say, "Have you ever seen this symbol on anybody else at all that you can think of?"
Mythmaster, have I seen it on anyone else's neck ever in my life?
Roll world lore.
All right.
Really pull back in your memory here.
3.
I'm gonna say no. You haven't.
You really don't look at people's necks.
Who does?
All right, so you now want to. Well, you're gonna go back, go to the station, see if you can talk to or confront Lieutenant Mayers. Is that your intention, if I'm remembering correctly?
What was that?
The intention of the party was to go to the station and confront Lieutenant Mayer about the situation. Is that what I remember? Or...
Yeah. Basically, what I would like to confront them about is, firstly, what's going on near the Citadel. Secondly, why?
You cut out a little bit, Trent. I don't know if am I having technical issues again? Yeah, I can't seem to hear you. I think I might be having some technical issues again. Like, I see that you're talking, but I can't hear you. I seem to be having some issues. I can't really hear you, guys.
Just demand.
Yeah, same.
I know what's going on.
Okay.
I feel like
can
that
hear you
didn't
guys
go for
now.
very well.
I don't know what
All right.
happened there. So,
All good, man. All good.
So the intention of, not really interrogating, but just, so there's kind of a fine line between interrogation and conversation. Well, not a fine line, but there is a line. And on that line is something that you have plausible deniability that you are not threatening anyone. But at the same time, you appear angry and you appear as if you will not leave until you get an answer. So you just kind of make them uncomfortable. That's what I'm going for.
okay.
So I'm going to ask, firstly, what was going on? And secondly, why was that date marked in your calendar as the event?
She doesn't really. Well, they don't really know that we know that, though.
Well,
But
the calendar was misplaced. We put it back in their office. We happened to notice that you happened to notice that the event was marked in red ink, and you were just curious about it. And so you remembered what date that was, and then on that date, well, this happened.
All right.
Charlotte's
I'm
gonna
just
turn off.
interested about her. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Charlotte.
Charlotte's just gonna turn off the clippers and just say, "Please don't mention me in any way."
We won't. Don't worry.
if we're not back out in a couple hours, just drive off. Keep that disc safe.
Couple hours.
I'm gonna give us some lead time just in case, but I mean,
All right. She's just gonna like.
all odds are we should be in and out. But
Well, I'll tell you what. If you leave your radio, if I leave my radio with you, what? I'll tell you what. So, Ron, if I tap your hand inconspicuously, I want you to make like you have to go to the bathroom, go into there, and radio to Charlotte that we're in trouble. Drive off.
That's a good
Ron's
plan.
just gonna take your radio and his radio, and he's just gonna tune them to like a separate channel that's not a regular police channel. He's just gonna leave his on and leave his with Charlotte so she can hear anything that we're. It's kind of like a bug.
Do we
Does
need
that
like a
work, or-
code word?
I'll tell you what. You'll know if things are about to go south. Just follow your instincts.
Fair enough.
So, we
Ron's
will
just gonna kind of
probably
chuckle
have
at
to
the
duck
thought
in.
of this plan, but he's ready for it. It's gonna be
And then
interesting.
we'll probably have to stop at like a gas station to individually change in the bathrooms. Just to pretend we haven't been running around in our uniforms with our guns for the past day.
That's a fair idea. Are these actually gas stations, or are these like electric charge stations now?
Yes, they are.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
probably
they-
what it is.
They are like kind of just like they essentially give the same function as gas stations, but they're all just like quick like charging like quick battery charging stations. They still have like the attached like convenience store to them, but it's
Yeah,
just
they
all-
still got to make money on people driving.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll go there. We'll start changing, and Ron will quickly charge the car just to make sure we have full battery, just
All
to be
right.
safe.
And then make sure to conceal your gun in your clothes. I'll tell him.
Yeah, he'll also put a silencer on it. Just
You
to
have a
clarify.
silencer?
Yeah, I bought one.
Cool.
or at least you
Yeah.
found it.
Um,
You probably checked it out from the armory or something.
Yeah, I believe that's how it worked out. Yeah.
I think Charlotte's not gonna want to leave the car just out of fear, so she's just gonna like whip her shirt off in the back seat to try to change it 'cause it's also covered in hair. Just no shit's given.
All right. So
I feel like Ron's like on his way back to the car from the bathroom. As he sees this, and he's gonna just kind of like do a 180 and just wait a few minutes to ensure Charlotte is very much changed, because he's just super awkward in good Ron fashion.
So can anybody actually see me at that angle? Like I know Ron can't.
I
But...
believe the car would probably have, like, I suppose my head canon would be this car probably has tinted windows because, wait, actually, we don't have a police car. We have just Ron's personal car, so never mind.
Yeah,
I imagine that it has,
that's what I was thinking as well.
I'd imagine you'd be able to get like some sort of like window tint to it, so it's not implausible.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
All right, so
I guess when we're all changed, we'll start heading out, and yeah, you can take over there, Jeremy.
So you charge up the car. You're gonna just like change out of the clothes that you've been wearing for the last couple days, and now you're gonna make your way to the station. correct?
Yeah, if there's
Yep.
energy drinks as well, we could have bought to kind of reduce the tiredness we have. I would much appreciate those. But
Yeah, we should do that.
if not, that's totally fine as well.
Yeah, you probably just you're probably able to, you're able to purchase like some sort of energy drink. It's essentially just like literally just concentrated caffeine in a liquid form.
With plenty of sugar, I'm sure.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Caffeine is actually naturally bitter.
Yeah.
Huh.
So yeah, they probably they probably just put some flavoring in it to make it palatable.
Yeah.
It's the synthetic
Maybe
sugars.
it's not even sugar. Maybe it's artificial sweetener that gives you cancer.
Yeah, that
Exactly.
sounds about right. That sounds about right. So you purchase your caffeine concentrate drink.
All right. Cheers.
They'll sit there and drink these horrible beverages, and yeah. Well, I guess they'll feel a little better because they're used to it. But
Okay, so
after that, we'll head out.
yeah, you're gonna have your minus one. You're gonna have your minus one stamina penalty removed for an hour. Like an hour.
Nice.
So you just kind of like down the whole thing. You've probably, aside from like, drinking like coffee, probably just like stopped in on like while you were out in the field, just as a little pick me up. So you probably you've built up a bit of a tolerance for it, but it gives you enough of a boost that that it would essentially remove that penalty. So now that that's over, you'll probably make your way back to the station, and was it Charlotte's staying in the car, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Before we exit the car, I'm going to turn to Ron and I'm going to say, and I'm going to quote from a movie that probably isn't shown in theaters in Unity City, but just for the sake of me as a player, I'm going to quote it. Show me your war face.
That's awesome. Ron's gonna feel pretty amped up about this, and he's gonna put on a serious face and just look at her and be like, kind of give her the nod, and then they'll typical
Drain
movie
the energy
fashion.
drink and then crush it. And then start just kind of briskly walking towards the station.
There's the
As soon
slow
as
mo
I
of us
get to
both
the
opening
front
up the car
desk,
doors.
Just going to flash my badge, and I'm going to walk directly to Avery's office.
Okay, so as you walk into the door, the door to the is like the door to the that you walk in to get into the station. It opens up and it starts closing rather slowly, a bit slower than normal. It just seems to. It's an automated door, but it's for whatever reason it just has some. It seems to go a little haywire when it starts getting a little chilly, but you two don't necessarily it doesn't really affect you that much. So, but as you go up and you're going to make a beeline to Avery's office, and they are not there at the moment.
It's all right. We'll just
Ron's not even gonna think about it twice. He's gonna jump behind the counter and kind of see like if her computer still has an itinerary open or some sort of event planner open.
Let's see. Let me make a roll. Just like a quick roll. So, yeah, their computer is, logged off and shut down, which would seem to indicate that they have left the office.
Ron will just mention that she's logged right out. I'm not even sure if she's in the building anymore. I'll start searching through if there's any desks or drawers or anything that's actually not locked or open.
Let's see. There are a couple of like drawers like behind their desk that are probably not locked. What particular are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Anything that really stands out, anything like red paper or events or anything suspicious looking. Again, more reference to dates than anything, but if you find something like physically interesting, that would be also acceptable.
Okay, make me a foraging check.
That'll actually be, I'm not trained at it, but I do have intelligence, so that's a 14 altogether.
So you rolled 14. Okay. So by chance, you happen to find a printed out copy of that one document that was on Charlotte's flash drive. That basically entailed that the insurrection at the Citadel was not a real insurrection. It was pre-planned. It was an inside job. It just kind of stashed away under a pile of other papers.
Ron's just going to hold it up and look at Sully and be like, look what I found.
Curious. I think this is so actually looking at this document, so who was it? Is it like in the form of an order to the department to not interfere with the like what form does it take?
It's not necessarily a specific order. It's more just like it's like a long drawn out document that is like a long drawn out document that basically entails like the objective of the the objective of the the operation, and kind of, yeah, it's essentially just lays out the objective and who's kind of involved in what, and it's marked from the, I believe it's the Ministry of Truth. So it goes into,
It's issued by who?
the Ministry of Truth, I believe.
Okay, so this would have come from very high up in the government.
Yes.
Well, it seems then that we can't exactly. Seems that we can't exactly go to the party with this evidence because, well, they already know what's going on. They did it. So the question is, where do we go from here? The party is staging insurrections in order to justify the execution of its own citizens.
Okay. As another curious fact that you may have noticed looking at it, it's signed by, it seems to be signed by, I don't remember if we actually gave him a name, but the person who signed it has the same last name as Charlotte. It's a Kerr, Kerr. I'm looking through my notes. I'm trying to find the name. I can't seem to find it for some reason. So.
I can send you the list.
Okay. Is it the whole family, the mother and father and whatnot, not just the siblings?
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe.
I do apologize. We kind of had a lot of free time to kind of do a lot of planning, but continue on.
No, it's good. I guess Ron would kind of just point at the name, kind of the last name as they're reading it, Soleil and him. And he'd be like, huh, that's interesting. I guess they must have had a falling out or something. Now the question is, what do we do with this document? Do we just hold on to it? I mean, we have the digital version with Charlotte, but
Well, it depends. Where do we want to go from here?
again, I don't know who we can really trust. I'm not even sure if Hector would be worth, reaching out to, but I'd like to think there's some sort of humanity left in him. Perhaps we could just slide this into his desk or into his mailbox there. Let him have a read over it, but that might also be stirring up a whole lot of problems. I don't know. What do you think, Sergeant?
Well, I think, I hate to say it, but I think we might need some answers from Charlotte before we can make a course of action. answers she
sounds
may
good.
not want to provide us with.
Okay. All right. All right. So I just went looking through my notes, and the name that is written on that the whole document is signed by is the name Simeon Kerr. So just just to let you guys know that. So you're gonna
That's Simeon, like Simeon.
yes.
Okay. Um.
So,
All right.
So what was your intention? Like, I was reading through my notes, so I didn't quite catch what you had said. So you were
Basically, my intention is, I think I need to get some information out of Charlotte, because she's like, and we haven't held it against her that she is holding information back, because obviously we're trained police officers. We know that people who are dealing with stressful situations can often be very reserved. But for the sake of who even knows what the sake of, like, who even knows how big this is, we're gonna need some answers.
I agree, but that could also be her trying to save us. If this goes up high enough, maybe she just doesn't want to bring us in, because that might, if things go bad, there's just a certain point where me and you can't really go back.
I'll remind you,
Okay.
Officer Springs, that she's listening to us through our radio.
okay. So just to let you know, for the time being, I'm going to be taking over the role as Charlotte. You know, Charlotte is taking care of the baby. She's trying to calm her down. So I will be playing Charlotte for the time being. So
No worries.
you haven't really heard anything. You haven't really heard anything back from Charlotte. She's been keeping kind of quiet, which is, I guess, to be expected. But was it so? But
I guess
she doesn't
just
really-
realizing
she doesn't
that whole
really
situation.
pipe up. But
Yeah,
continue.
Ron will just kind of pull his radio out of his kind of pocket and just kind of be like, "Hey, Charlotte, didn't mean for you to hear all that, but we trust you. We just, again, we'll get some answers once we get back to the car. Avery's not here. We'll be out shortly."
It's probably
there's no
we
response
talk
from
about this in the car.
Yeah, there's no response from another end.
Ron will just shoot Soleil a worried look, but he'll be ready to do whatever she wants to do, if she wants to head back or if she wants to continue scouting.
So my thought process is it's probably best if we get back to the car immediately, because she's either in danger or she is very reluctant to tell us this, and it might be better for her to talk to in-person people rather than just a radio.
Ron will just nod and he'll start heading towards the car and the exit towards the police station.
Okay, so as you round the corner, you leave the office, and then the first corner that you turn to kind of get back to the lobby area, or to get to the elevators, you bump into somebody, and you look up, and to your surprise, it's Charlotte, and in her hand she's carrying a Kevlar vest, or in her hands she's carrying a Kevlar vest that she probably swiped from the armory.
Ron's eyes will just kind of light up and be like, Charlotte, what are you doing? And again, whispering, Charlotte, what are you doing?
She's like, she's gonna kind of quickly reply trying to protect my life.
Ron will just nod and be like, should we get back to that car? What's going on?
Yes, we should.
All right. She doesn't really offer too much. She just kind of nods, and she on the it's like as they go, she kind of like quickly kind of like puts the vest underneath the shirt that you gave her. So she dons the vest. So or tries her best to don the vest.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear you.
yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
My dad has people over, so there's a lot of noise.
No,
All good.
I gotcha. So, she doesn't really offer too much input, but as like we kind of make our way back towards the ground level, back to the car, she's gonna try her best to kind of put this vest on her. It's like just kind of on the move. That's essentially what I said.
Yeah, as soon as we get out of earshot of the immediate thing, he'll just kind of look over and be like, that was very brave, and I don't know how you pulled that off, but smart thinking.
I slipped in the door after you went in. I saw it was closing rather slowly, and I needed something to better protect myself, and I thought if there's any place that I could get it, it would be in the station.
Ron's just gonna nod and be like, smart thinking. That's definitely gonna pay off, I think. So yeah, Avery wasn't in the office at all. We managed to get a secondary copy of the file that you have, which again only doubles down and proves everything that you've told us. But is there anything else that we should know?
She kind of, she pretty much, she nods a little bit and she says, it confirms that like there's something's amiss, that like not something's amiss, she knows what's going on, but like she confirms that whatever was on that flash drive that she gave you is not just nonsense. Like it's some real stuff that nobody really knows about.
So I guess the question is, you must be related to Simeon then, right? And Ronald just kind of hold the document up and kind of point to the name.
She kind of goes pale a little bit, and then she kind of says rather meekly, "That's my father."
And he wanted this all done?
It's not just him. The whole part. It's the whole thing. The whole thing was orchestrated by the party.
Ronald's just going to look over at the sergeant and just be like, that's kind of what I was afraid to hear. There's not a whole lot of people we can trust then. That goes up pretty high up the chain.
You there, Sergeant Greiser?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. Um,
I think there's that moment where everyone's just kind of sitting once we got to the car and just kind of thinking about all the craziness that's happened and thinking
Yeah.
about game plan. And just how surreal that all is. That's, a couple days ago they were just regular cops, and now it's just like there's this whole conspiracy they've unraveled. But again, that doesn't leave us in many options of who we can trust. I don't think Charlotte knew many people. There's very few that we can trust. Again, Hector's the only one I can think of that would be remotely interested in helping us, but he's part of a weapons project at the same point, so.
So the three of you are just kind of sitting in the car, just kind of mulling things over.
Yeah, we're just in deep thought.
All of you roll perception.
modified 20.
Natural 20 plus 1.
Ah, you had to one up me there, did you?
Okay,
Sorry, my dude.
Okay, so as you're kind of talking this over, you see a figure step out between a couple cars, and he pulls a pistol and he points it at and he points it like at the car, and he's going to open fire.
Ron's gonna be like, Charlotte, get the hell down. And he's gonna try to pull out his pistol, but he probably does not have enough time to do that.
Let's see. Alright, so he fires this person fires 2 shots at the car. It doesn't hit anybody, but there's just like goes through the windshield. They go through the windshield, but they don't hit anybody. So at this point, I'm gonna have everybody roll initiatives.
I've got
What's it mean
a
altogether?
What did you get, Sergeant Greiser?
7.
A 7. Let's see. Let me pull up my note. Hang on, I gotta write that down somewhere. So you got a 7. What did Officer Springs get?
An 8th altogether.
Let's say 8. Is that what you said?
Yep, 8. 8, yep. So 8, 7, and then whatever Charlotte rolled. And then this guy as well.
8. Okay. And this is
So
like
I roll.
after
So I roll a 20. You roll a 21. I roll a 7. You roll an 8. I see how this is.
Okay. So
I have just blamed Ice Maiden, man. The caffeine's hitting Ron just a little bit stronger than it's hitting Soleil, but
okay, so it's so the initiative is as followed. Your enemy, Officer Springs, Sergeant Greiser, and Charlotte. So the assailant is going to fire 2 more shots with his pistol at Officer Springs in his direction.
that makes sense. I'm right in the driver's seat, so
I rolled 12 on both. Is that hit? What's your DVMI?
I have a flak jacket and I have a Kevlar helmet. It's up to you if I was wearing that or if I was wearing,
You
I
probably
guess,
weren't
the
wearing
Kevlar
the helmet.
vest. Yeah, that's like riot kind of gear stuff.
Yeah.
I would probably have a +2, so I probably would be a 12. That's fair to say.
Well, you would add your dodging as well, I believe.
Yeah,
I
would
can't
say-
dodge in a car.
Yeah. That would
And then
make
also,
sense.
what is your size?
+1.
In that case, you would subtract your size from it, from your DVMI. So it would end up balancing out to 12. Well, actually, what's your dex? Dexterity?
Made it +0. It's 12.
Okay, so it would be 11. So that would mean that it would be damage as is.
Okay. It would be damage.
Fair.
It would be damage as is. Let me just roll. Let me just figure out the damage here. There's the.
What caliber?
It's 9mm. That's D8, right?
I think it's a D8.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
find,
exactly.
find my D8. Here it is. It's gonna be 3 damage altogether.
Okay. I have 15 health, so that's not quite even a quarter, so.
Alright, so you lucked out there. And now it's your turn. You.
Perfect. Sorry?
Yeah, so you just got, you took. Well, actually, I gotta roll cut and shock.
Another good point.
That's going to be fun.
3. No cut. And no shock either.
Okay, good. You said he was between 2 vehicles, right?
He was between 2 vehicles, and he's probably directly. He's kind of like off to the left, like at the like by the driver's side, like
Gotcha.
at the
Yep.
front of the vehicle.
I guess with just everything going on, us sitting in a non-moving car and him in that kind of situation, I'll just pull out my my weapon and I'll return fire. How far away is he approximately?
It's probably like 15 feet.
Perfect. Okay, because I think I didn't say that I removed my silencer, so it'd be exactly 15 feet is my ideal range, so I can take a shot. So let's see how well I do. I'm gonna take 3 shots actually, if that's okay.
That's fine.
3 separate shots. So that'd be 3 individual rolls.
There's
Correct.
individual rolls, and there's rules for recoil, I believe.
I believe you were correct as well.
That
So it's
is-
+2 for every shot after 1, I believe, or -2, something like that. Recoil. Recoil. Okay. The OV of a character gets for firing more than 1 shot. Okay.
So you fired 3. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the first shot will be regular, the second shot will have -2, and the third shot will have -4.
Okay.
So I'll just roll 3 d20, which is a 12, an 11, and a 9. I'll get a +2 because I have a laser sight. So it's a 14. That'll average out, so that's an 11, and then it's like an 8. So a 14, an 11, and an 8.
The first shot hits, and the other 2. The first one, actually, the second one does hit him, but it does no damage. He seems to be wearing some type of bulletproof vest under his clothes.
Okay. I just hear a loud kind of ping as I see it kind of hit him, but no effect other than the first shot. I rolled a d8 and it was an 8 altogether. I wasn't sure if there's any plus modifiers for his damage as his damage halved.
So you rolled an 8.
Correct. Yeah.
Let me see. I had that table opened up. I just gotta find it. Oh. I believe that would be damage as is.
All right. So that'd be straight 8 damage.
8 damage, and
Did you want cut and shock as well?
yeah, roll cut and shock. I will. Figure out whether that does any damage to him, or critical damage rather. So you did 8 damage, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So that was
That would
more than likely half
that,
damage.
Yeah, that would cause a critical injury. So roll me another d20 after you. Did you roll your cut and shock?
I did. I actually removed all the damage as well. So that's a 5 and a 5 for cut and shock, which I believe is probably
That's a
light bleeding and yeah.
light bleeding, and you roll.
And that's a 9 for my d20. Sorry to give you a million confusing things here.
Oh, that's okay. So you rolled 5 for. So he's stunned for the round, and he has a light bleeding. And
Yeah.
again,
And you wanted a critical damage, right?
Yeah, you rolled a crit.
That's a 9, which I think is blow to elbow.
Let's see. Yeah, blow to elbow. Elbow breaks, and his arm is useless until healed. Stunned for an additional. He's stunned for an additional round. So he you hit him in the elbow, like the one shot that does hit, and he just kind of cries out and grabs his elbow, or he grabs his arm that his which is conveniently his the hand that he's holding his pistol. So he just kind of cries out in pain. And
Perfect. That's my turn.
that is Sergeant Greiser's turn.
All right. So, can you give me a description of this assailant?
He's wearing basically all black, and he has a mask on.
Okay.
Like a
Um.
kind of like
So where
a
are
ski
and how
mask.
far away is he?
About 15 feet.
And is he in a car?
He is not in a car. He's on foot. He's at the front of the car, but he's like more off. He's more towards the driver's side. So he's off to the left a little bit.
In that case, I'm going to. Would it be an action to exit the car? Or would that
I would
be
say
my action?
I would say, I would probably allow you to like exit the car and move maybe. Is it like how much feet? How far can you move it around? I can't quite remember.
I think it's
So
probably
my
30
tempo-
foot
My tempo
or 30
is
tempo.
well, it's 40 because I'm a human. So let me check. There's a.
I mean, you could just roll the D&D thing and say you get like half your movement.
So tempo. If you go to that section in skills, so your walk tempo or your jog. Actually, well, probably jog is maybe better. So that'd be looks like 60 feet. Oh wait, no. Actually, I would want to. Oh, that's mod to prove. I would actually probably want to walk. So speed of 40 feet, and then say it takes half my movement, then I'm easily able to just walk up to this guy, right?
Yeah, he's stunned for like maybe 2 rounds, so that's like 10 seconds. So you're absolutely able to just like get out of the car and do whatever you want to him.
I get out my gun, brandish it at him, and I'm going to remove his mask forcefully.
Okay, so yeah, you like rip off the mask, and it's a it's a it's a man, and he has a similar complexion to Charlotte. He has kind of like darker skin. He has like black hair, which he has in like a mullet. So
I'm going to sweep the mullet aside and look at the back of his neck.
you see that same symbol that is on. You see that same symbol that is on Charlotte's neck. It's covered up by.
I'll put the gun on his head and say, "You're coming with me, pal."
He kind of says in just kind of like a very gruff voice, and he's just like, "You don't know what you've just done."
As a matter of fact, I don't. And I'll, with my other hand, just take his gun.
I'm back, by the way.
Okay.
Is it
Your
safe to
character's
say we are out of
kicking.
initiative now?
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah. Charlotte's been kicking ass while you've been gone, don't worry.
I've been listening. You're good.
I guess Ronald helps the sergeant get this gentleman in the vehicle if that's what she's intending to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Are we going to give that
Specifically-
extra firearm to Charlotte since we have an additional weapon now?
Yeah, I guess. And then also, I think Charlotte should be in the front seat in the riding shotgun, and then I will be
Yeah.
in the back with this guy.
Sounds good.
And I will keep my weapon pointed at him.
So Charlotte actually already has a weapon. She kind of lifts up her like the side of her shirt to show you that she's been wearing a holstered gun this whole time.
All right.
Now,
Cool.
keep
Nice.
in mind that private firearms ownership has been illegal, like not even for like hunting or like sports usage. So you probably can't even buy like an airsoft gun. It's because they look so much the same. But I guess, but seeing as like this, that Charlotte's not a usual kind of person. You're both surprised, but at the same time, kind of not surprised at the same time.
Yeah, Ronald will just kind of shoot you a surprised look, and he'll be like, "It's good to see you're defending yourself at least. That's smart. I guess we'll kind of need that kind of mindset in the future." So,
Yeah,
Nice job.
I knew I'd have to.
do you know this guy?
It's my brother.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I shot his arm off almost, but yeah.
I'm just gonna be looking at the guy. Hey, name, full name. Now.
Silas Kerr.
Next question. How did you get that gun?
He
Now.
It's like, well, I work for the agency, you see.
He's a rat.
An informant, like more accurately.
A dirty rat. And you tried killing me.
You broke your oath.
I'll break your face.
He broke my window, and Ron's just gonna be kind of like knocking the broken glass out of the.
Broken window is the least of your problems. You three have absolutely no idea what kind of trouble you're in.
Spell it out for me. Explain it like I'm 5.
Well, not only that you've just, committed, not that you've just, shot somebody, but people like us, and he kind of looks over at Charlotte, have special protections.
Elaborate.
Yep. Have you ever seen Just Who Runs This Damn Country?
I think I have a pretty good idea, but enlighten me.
We belonged we, that is him and Charlotte, belong to a group of individuals that we sorry, I'm tripping over my words. We run this place. We call the shots. We make the rules.
I'm going to turn to Charlotte. Is this guy talking nonsense?
No, I'm not part of it anymore. I am a traitor for escaping. So you can drop the we, and she looks to her brother.
And you will die like the traitor that you are. And he says that with like a he says that, with a it's like a sinister kind of laugh to it and a grin.
I should end you right now, but I'd rather not spray my friends with blood.
I'm sorry, I missed about the last 10 seconds.
It's okay. Charlotte's just trying to save my car interior from getting repainted by this guy.
Yeah.
What was your plan once you try to assassinate two police officers in broad daylight and then murder your sister? Or was that your plan? Are you trying to bring her back? What's your game?
She broke her oath. As far as we are concerned, she's dead to us.
And who are you going to meet after you were done this horrible deed? Or are you supposed to call somebody? Who's going to be asking questions when you don't show up?
That is he's going let's see. Well, if you're thinking that I would be seeking any sort of repercussions, you'd be mistaken.
Ron's just going to be like, God, I hate you people. Not you, Charlotte. This is just people that are this entitled. He's just going to keep wiping more glass out of his car and be like, this son of a bitch.
Let's talk about this oath. Would you mind repeating it for us? Actually, let me rephrase that. Repeat it for us. Or if you are not inclined to hear yourself talk too much, just sum it up.
Our people like us, we play a role in keeping this world rolling. We all of us, people like us, all have roles in government or in otherwise high level positions. And at a certain age, we take an oath. And if we were to desert our role, desert our destined position, then we are to be killed. And this is exactly what she's done. I'm only here to make sure that that end of the deal is fulfilled. And if it isn't me, then someone else will.
Well then, would you mind informing us about what you mean by people like you? Again, let me rephrase that. Tell me what you mean, people like you. Where do you come from? What is this all about? Who do we need to talk to next?
People like us, we're not the common folk like you. We are a chosen people. We call ourselves the enlightened ones, and we are the ones who see over this whole land, see over this city, and we're the ones who call all the shots. We make all the important decisions. People like us, we are the party, so to speak, to put it in simpler terms. Most of the people like you simply don't know that people like us exist. We live in the shadows, so to speak. That is, like, some of us who have been put in a informing role. Keep tabs on the masses. Make sure they're not stepping out of line.
So that's enlightened to you, causing panic and riots and killing your family and murdering people in broad daylight. That's peaceful to you. That's your order.
It keeps us in power. It keeps the people who don't toe the party line. It keeps them quiet. It makes them bend down, and those who are stupid enough to go against us, well, you saw what happened to them all.
Yeah, that's gonna probably sting Ron real deep because he was there. He was part of that. And he'll just kind of look at him and he'll be like, "And I intend to stop it. I intend to never see any of that happen again." Do you have any final words before you bleed out all over my back interior carpet? That wound's not looking so good there, champ.
He kind of chuckles and is like, you think that you'll be able to stop all of us? You don't know what you're up against. You have no idea.
With me, I think it's quite possible.
Charlotte, how many other members of your family do you know in the city?
Well, there's one that we have easy access to aside from him. But
that?
I do have 12 siblings.
Oh man. Hey Sergeant, we're gonna need to stop by the gas station or the the pump up station and get some more electricity by the end of the night.
Yeah, I think we need to get some more information though. So I guess we'll be driving around, getting into shootouts, and interrogating your siblings. How does that sound, Charlotte?
Sounds great to me.
Just double check his pockets, make sure he doesn't have anything else on him that we should be aware of. But yeah, we'll start heading out.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of search his person.
Yeah, just to make sure there's nothing, if he's got a phone or anything.
Is he
Like
handcuffed?
another weapon. Very possible.
What'd you say?
Is he
Charlotte?
handcuffed?
Um,
I'm not sure if we have handcuffs on us, but if we do, we would probably at least handcuff his one not shattered arm to the the headrest or the armrest in the car.
I mean, I'd say that's pretty reasonable if you don't want him to get away.
Or if Charlotte's hair was long enough, we could just use that.
It definitely was, and there was a lot of it back there, so.
Yeah.
There you go. It's kind of gross, but we'll do that.
All right, so essentially, let's see, Silas is going to say, by killing me, you will. I don't think you quite understand what kind of hell you will have unleashed by killing me. Not just me, but anybody of my stature.
I don't think we really had any intent to kill you. You were the one who came up after us. We were just trying to figure this whole thing out, and it seems like there's just a lot of corruption, and the more we dig, the worse it gets. And I don't think what this is what most of these people in the city are really all about. I think there's some good people in the city. I think there's some hardworking people. Sergeant can probably back me on that, but I've seen a lot of them from the day-to-days of just working this job, and I don't really think you have a right to just feel like you're entitled to ownership over everybody without having any consideration or working for any of that, without being elected, just working in, crooked ways, really. So
It's entitled.
you've gotten yourself in this predicament.
Entitled. We earned that. We earned that right.
Well, your DNA is betraying you. Charlotte, she's waking up to the right thing. And right now, that hair that's tying you to the, armrest of my car, that's the DNA that's also flowing through your veins. So you can just think about that as you come for us on this little drive. Again, maybe you can provide us some information, but maybe you can't. So we'll just see how that goes. Does that sound fair? What do you think, Charlotte?
I think that sounds very fair, and could someone please just smack him for me? Right in that elbow that's broken, please.
I'll do you one better. And I'm going to grab him by the collar of the shirt, pull him and then with one motion, pull him closer and then headbutt him real hard on the forehead.
Let's see.
Can I roll an attack?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So
Soleil's
I
a
don't
badass, man.
melee.
Right?
So that is going to be That is going to be only a 16 to hit.
Still hits him. That would be.
Yeah, he's kind of tied up right now with a shattered arm. I don't think he's gonna be that hard of a target to hit.
Probably
Yeah.
a damage +1.
All right, and I'm going to refresh myself about what an unarmed attack does. Okay, so it
That's
does
probably-
1 damage plus strength. So that's going to be a
Yeah.
total of 2 damage.
Okay. And what was your intention of like
Just to inflict pain. Maybe make him, maybe convince him that if these are going to be his final words, like he should maybe say something that he might actually want to be remembered by.
He's just gonna like grunt grunt in pain after he gets after he after he gets a headbutt, and he's just gonna like look up at you with a twisted grin on his face, and he's going to say, Asmodeus will see his prophecy through. And he's gonna like bite down on something really hard, and like a couple seconds later he starts like foaming at the mouth and like gagging, and seconds later he's dead. It was obviously like a cyanide or some sort of poison capsule that he was carrying in his mouth.
Charlotte's just staring at this all, and her eyes twitching really noticeably.
All of you roll willpower for mental health.
All right. Oh man, that's a 2.
Okay, so
Yeah, I did not do very good either.
so you are going to, let's see, you're gonna lose, I believe it's like so that would be in the case of Soleil, that would be, I think that's a crit fail, which would be like double, as it's like ×2. So you would take 2 mental health points.
All right.
And what did Officer Springs roll?
I rolled a 6 altogether, which is not very good.
Well, considering it's like what, a DD 18. I think that's how it is for mental health. At least that's how I'm reading it.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, you would also crit fail, so you would also take 2 mental health points.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a bit different for what's it, Charlotte? What did you roll? Did you roll
18.
You're okay. You're fine.
Yeah,
fine.
this is great. For
Charlotte's happy to see this happen.
me.
It's like, for whatever reason, you're just completely numb to the fact that you just watched one of your siblings that you grew up with, you just off himself, like right in front of you.
Ron's just gonna kind of hear some fizzing and just look in the rearview mirror and just be like, "What the is going on back there, Soleil?"
He poisoned himself.
He's just gonna like slow down the car and then just like, look back and be like, "Holy shit! What do we do now?" Ah, shit! What do we do now? He's gonna start kind of panicking at the wheel, the steering wheel a little bit.
Well, we have that warehouse. We can dump the body.
Good plan. Good plan. I guess I'll start driving there now. He'll kind of do like a little like 180 turn, or like at least take the next like left or next right or something, and start heading in that direction.
Charlotte's just gonna pat you on the shoulder. It's all right, buddy.
I know it's been a long day. That's just I thought he could at least provide us with something, but I mean we do have a lead now. We just what did you say your other family member was? Where was he? Is he in town? You said.
The closest sibling that I have actually works at, I believe, Hospital 6 as a doctor.
A doctor.
She's also an informant.
This is just everybody. Who is he? What was he doing? This brother of yours.
She's actually a neurological doctor.
Nice. She's making, well, I guess we're all on paid salary, but she's probably still making way more than us.
I believe it.
Yeah. All right. As soon as we get to the warehouse, which is probably a short, I guess it's actually no, we were near the police station, so that's still like a hour walk. I'm trying to think of that's probably like a 15-minute drive, 20-minute drive, something like that. So yeah, it's probably sketchy with just a dead guy in the back, but once we hopefully don't get stopped on the way, we'll eventually
put
load
some
him into the
sunglasses.
warehouse. We'll just we'll put a hat and some sunglasses on him. There you go.
Ew. Just drape my hair over him and, disguise him a little
There you go.
bit.
We checked his pockets, but we didn't check his mouth. That's dedicated. They kind of have cyanide pills on their assassins. Or I guess informants, but still, he was out to do something.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I knew he was around here
Is there anyone
somewhere.
else? Yeah. Is there anyone else in your family that's likely to start tracking us down next, or is it just your sister?
Most of them, but my sister's just the easiest to get to right now.
Oh, you hear that, Soleil? There's at least just what was it, 10? At least 10 people that are just going to come out of the woodworks to kill us. That's not that many.
There's 11 more. It's fine.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
And that's just my family.
Ron's just kind of like rubbing his head nervously and rubbing the steering wheel.
They're all married. Most of them have children. I wouldn't worry about the children too much right now. They're pretty small.
Gotcha. All right, as soon as we've made our little journey to the warehouse, I guess Ron will open up the door and cut this brother, the hair loose from this his little bonds, and I guess we'll just kind of drag him into the warehouse. Hopefully there's no one there, but
let's see. You see like that one was it like that one, I think it was like a druggie that you shoot off the property.
oh yeah.
He's back and he's kind of like going through he's kind of like looking through like the everyone's like all the stuff that was you kind of left when you like set up camp.
Fair enough. I guess I'll approach him and be like, "Hey, I'll give you another bar if you get out of here." And you hold up one of those little protein bars.
And he's like, "Oh, you again?" And he's like,
Yeah, we're gonna be back for a bit, so just scram.
Yeah, he's gonna like swipe the bar, just like not like not very happily. He's just gonna just swipe the bar, and he's just gonna get out of there.
I'll just look and see if there's anything of value that we did leave. And I'll probably gather that up, and then I'll get back to the car because I was probably just scouting it out at first to make sure we're good. And after I've seen this gentleman kind of out of eye shot, we'll just start dragging this brother out into the warehouse and kind of conceal him in the rubble and trash that's in there. As horrible as that is, I'm sure Charlotte can just wait in the car.
No, she'll definitely help you, and she's going to be extremely rough with it, and she might have a little rage moment after you've gotten him settled, but she's a lot less timid now.
Or I'll just kind of pat her on the back once or twice and be like, "It's okay. It's done now. We'll see if we can get some answers or see what we can do, but just be careful. Make sure you're wearing that vest, okay?
You got it.
I don't think they're gonna stop at any point, so."
No, this was only the beginning.
Ron will just nod as we're walking.
This loud, just kind of like alarm to start going off that just like echoes like all throughout the city. And I think I mentioned at the very beginning of the campaign, the Citadel has this giant red spotlight at the top of it. It shines directly on top of all of you while this alarm is going off, and you hear kind of like echoing all throughout the cities like, "Don't move, stay where you are. You will be summarily arrested for treason and the murder of an enlightened." It's said in like a very kind of like calm, like female voice. It almost sounds robotic in a way.
Son of a bitch.
Ron's just gonna give a worried look to the group and be like, I don't think we should comply with that unless we want to eat lead for the rest of our lives, which is going to be a very short time. So, yeah, we'll leave it there, I imagine.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a good place to end the session.
Perfect.
It's like a
nice cliffhanger. I like it.
Cliffhanger. So,
that's awesome. I love that.
let me end the broadcast here.